Marketing and advertising can be complicated. What's most important?
What should I focus on?
Direct marketing?
Email campaigns?
Social media?
Cold calling?
With Marketing Atlas, you'll have a clear guide to get more leads, close more sales, and take your business to the next level. Welcome to Marketing Atlas.
Marketing Atlas.
With your host, Hernan Vasquez.
So here's how we craft the perfect launch strategy for our agency clients. And this is something I want to share with you guys, especially because 30 minutes ago, I was building a launch strategy for one of our newest agency clients, Hudson Medical, hudsonmedical.com. They're awesome. They just come on board this week. So one of the things that we do at the agency when we onboard a new client is to craft a launch strategy. We actually craft two types of strategy. We craft a launch strategy, which is usually something that we will build and create for them over the first 30, 60, 90 days. And then we also craft a long-term strategy. The long-term strategy is a window where we craft a strategy for them over the next 3 to 6 to 12 months. All right. Now, the reason why we craft a launch strategy and a long-term strategy is because usually, and not usually, but I would say 100% of the time, the people that we work with, the clients that we onboard at our digital marketing agency, they already have a lot of assets in place. They might be running ads. They might be running ads on Google and Facebook. They might have landing pages. They might have an email list and whatnot. And the idea with our launch strategy, the strategy that we create for clients, is to give them results as fast as humanly possible. Okay? Give them results as fast as humanly possible. Set them up for success over the first 30 to 60 days of our agreement, and make them super happy, which is basically what we're trying to do here. Okay? So what we do, no matter the type of client that we're getting, again, they have some assets. And the things that we ask them on the onboarding call has to do a lot with what type of assets they currently have. What type of ads are they currently running, if any? They have an email list, how many emails they send per day, per week, what type of landing pages they have, what has worked well for them over the past 12 months. That's a question that I learned from Frank Kern, by the way. What has worked well for you over the past 12 months? Because that way we can do more of that, right? So a couple of things that we do there is to actually get as much juice as possible, as much gold as possible as to what has worked well for them, what's going on and whatnot, so that we can implement that in our launch strategy. So the launch strategy, bottom line, is to use their current assets and to develop some additional campaigns, especially when it comes to Facebook and Instagram campaigns, that will give them results as fast as possible. So for instance, on this case, on this client that we just onboarded, they have a working Google campaign, which we're taking over for them, but they also have some really cool landing pages. Okay. They really have some really cool landing pages, but something that they were lacking, which is something that I added to the launch strategy, is a way for them to generate leads and to increase their list size. They're not emailing consistently enough, which we're going to help them with that. But the main point is that there's not a mechanism for them to opt in. They have a website. You click on the book a call now or book a consultation. It takes you to a form where you can submit your details, and then they call you to finalize the booking system, which is pretty simple, right? But the reality is that there's not a mechanism for them to book to get leads. And the form system that they're using does not allow you to get partial responses. So if you were able to get partial responses, we could capture those details and send them into the autoresponder for people that, let's say, they do not complete the whole process, which is most people. And the main point that you want to have in mind when it comes to working with an agency or going into this type of agreements is that you have assets. You have assets, you have landing pages, you probably have a list, you have ads going on, you have ads running, and there's gold there. Okay, there's gold there. If you have an email list, we can help you deploy a couple of email campaigns that will get you revenue right now. While we develop the rest of the assets, we might need to develop landing pages. We might need to develop some copy. We might need to develop email sequences, and that takes time. But in the meantime, you need to generate revenue as fast as possible. So one of the ways that we do that is by implementing something called the Scale-Driven Alchemy campaign. A Scale-Driven Alchemy campaign is an email campaign that's specifically set out for you to get revenue as fast as possible. So when it comes to a launch strategy, again, we sit down with a client, we ask them a bunch of questions. We have a list of, 25 questions or something. And then we ask them a bunch of questions, and then they start sending us information and feeding us information about, again, what has worked well in the past, what type of assets they're running, and whatnot. Even if they're switching agencies, which sometimes happens, they hire an agency or a freelancer, it doesn't work well. So they end up coming to us for us to fix basically their marketing and their advertising. And even if that was the case, there might be something that we can salvage from the current campaigns. In fact, more often than not, they might have some campaigns in the past that worked well for them. So we might relaunch them. We might rework them and put them up to speed. But usually a launch strategy takes place over the first 30 days of the agreement. And the main goal with this launch strategy is to get them results as fast as possible. So ask yourself, what assets do I have that I haven't been utilizing enough? What things I can do with my current landing pages? What worked well for me over the past 12 months to 24 months? What has been our biggest month over the past 12 to 24 months? And think about that and ask yourself, okay, if this was our biggest month, what type of campaign were we running? What type of offer were we running? What did we do? As entrepreneurs, we tend to have entrepreneurial ADD. So we want to reinvent the wheel and whatnot. And sometimes our job or my job as part of scaledriven.com is to, see what worked well and do more of that, which is, again, a really simple term, but sometimes we forget about that. And that's something that, again, I learned from Frank Kern, which is pretty cool. So if you have an email list, there's gold there. You can deploy, again, an email sequence to get revenue pretty quickly. If you have something that worked well in the past, do more of that. And that's how we craft the perfect launch strategy for digital agency clients. If you want to learn more about a digital marketing agency, if you want to learn more about what we do, and if you want to know a little bit more about if we would be a good fit, because we just don't take anyone, right? There's so many people that we can take on any given month to give them a good service. Go to scaledriven.com. Read that message that's on that page right there, scaledriven.com. It's link somewhere around here. There's also at the bottom of the screen, scaledriven.com. See that message there. If you consider that you want to grow, that you want to start getting ready for the holiday season right now, if you want to scale for the rest of the year, maybe we can help you. Maybe we can hop on a call and see if we're a good fit. Okay. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm really looking forward to talking to you. If you have a working business, you want to scale it, I'll see you guys really, really soon. Bye-bye.